What are wrapped tokens in crypto? How do they work and should you be using them? We'll go through that in this video. When talking about wrapped tokens, we first have to distinguish between coins and tokens. There are, of course, many different blockchains out there, and all of them are separate ecosystems. They all have a base layer coin, which is to pay for gas on the network. So Bitcoin uses Bitcoin, Ethereum uses ETH, and Cardano uses ADA. These are the native coins that are used to pay for gas and transaction fees on those networks. However, some blockchains allow for the issuance of tokens. Tokens are assets that are issued on top of a blockchain that represent something else. So on Bitcoin, you just simply have Bitcoin and you can't issue anything else on that network. However, if you want to take the value of Bitcoin and use it somewhere else, then can you actually take the value of Bitcoin and use that on a different network such as Ethereum? Or can you take Bitcoin or ETH or anything else and create a token of that on a different blockchain? The answer is yes on some chains, and that's where we get into wrapped tokens. The most popular example of a wrapped token is wrapped Bitcoin, which actually sits on top of the Ethereum network. Bitcoin itself as a network is almost impossible to develop applications for, at least for the time being. Ethereum, though, is specifically designed for applications and token issuance. So what happens is that Bitcoin is taken from the Bitcoin network and it is put into a wallet. That wallet therefore has Bitcoin on the Bitcoin network and it has a value and an amount of BTC. The people in the middle then issue a separate token on Ethereum, in this case called wrapped Bitcoin or WBTC, which represents the value of Bitcoin that they own on the Bitcoin blockchain. Now you can see that the price of both wrapped Bitcoin and BTC are exactly the same because both Bitcoin and wrapped Bitcoin actually have the exact same collateral underpinning that value. So these people in the middle own Bitcoin and they have like an IOU or a wrapped coin representing the value of their ownership of Bitcoin on the Ethereum network known as WBTC. There are many different types of wrapped assets on smart contract chains that allow for the tokenization of any other asset. One example of this is stablecoins. Now, stablecoins aren't technically known as wrapped assets. However, under the surface, it's pretty much the exact same thing that they're doing here. So if you have a stablecoin issuer like Circle or Tether, which are two of the most popular and largest stablecoin issuers, they literally take real dollars and they put it in their own bank account. So if they have $1 in a real bank account, they issue this wrapped version of that dollar or a tokenized version of that dollar on a smart contract chain. Because they have the actual value of the underlying asset in their control, $1 in a real bank account, the tokenized version should also theoretically trade at the exact same price. And so whether it's a stablecoin or Bitcoin on another network, then that is how it works. The underlying value is under the control of an issuer and the other wrapped asset just represents its value on a different system. If you want to know more about all of the different crypto types, there is an entire section in the crypto course right here and 300 plus videos on the entire crypto industry. I'll leave the link below if you're interested. So what is the actual point of wrapped assets and why does anyone use them? Well, the best example here is wrapped Bitcoin because Bitcoin cannot have DeFi built on top of it, at least not yet. And there is DeFi on other platforms that allows people to do things with their assets that they might want to do. For example, on Aave, which is one of the most popular lending applications on Ethereum, you can take wrapped Bitcoin and you can lend it out to people. And so you can earn a small yield on the Bitcoin that you own. As of right now, a very, very small yield, but it is something you can do, which you cannot do specifically with Bitcoin on the Bitcoin network. You can also take a collateralized loan, so you can actually use your own Bitcoin or the value of it on the Ethereum network and then borrow dollars against that collateral. And this is something you just couldn't do using the Bitcoin network. There's also a massive use case to reduce fees, not specifically with Bitcoin or wrapped Bitcoin, but mostly with Ethereum and other types of assets built on Ethereum, because Ethereum is scaling and it has many different scaling solutions that are built on layer 2. And so you can actually reduce fees. So you can take a base layer asset, for example, Ethereum or many other coins, and actually wrap them up and then send them to cheaper chains like Polygon or Optimism. You're creating a wrapped version of the same asset, but people can just use it and trade it and do anything they want with it on cheaper chains. As the crypto industry matures as well, wrapped tokens are being created to give investors the use cases that they want. As an example, on Aave, you can actually use an asset called Coinbase Wrapped Staked ETH. Now, Ethereum, if you hold ETH, doesn't actually pay any of its staking yield to that token. If you want to earn the staking yield from the Ethereum blockchain, you need to take your ETH and you need to stake it on the blockchain. Now, that's great and you earn the yield, but the ETH is staked, meaning you can't use it in any way. So what's happening now is that there are wrapped staked tokens that represent the value of ETH being staked. So you can hold this coin and actually get the staking yield and also use it in DeFi. And so wrapped staked tokens and other types of wrapped tokens just give investors the use case that they're looking for. But are there any downsides to wrapped tokens? Well, not every wrapped token is built the same. Some are protocol level, meaning there are no humans in between, and it's just done within the protocol. So you can take ETH, turn it into wrapped ETH very easily. However, some tokens do require a central authority. For example, with Bitcoin, if you want to take that and put it on Ethereum, a central authority is required to go ahead and buy the Bitcoin, hold it in a wallet, and then manage the minting and redemption of wrapped Bitcoin on the Ethereum network. And so you're taking the number one use case of crypto, which is zero counterparty risk, and you are putting counterparty risk in the mix because this central authority right here has to be trusted to make sure that they're managing the issuance and minting and redemption and that nothing goes wrong with the Bitcoin that they hold. So that is an issue and it is something you have to factor in to whether you want to use these types of tokens. I'll leave my crypto investor course link down in the description that has 300 plus videos on navigating cryptocurrency. I'm James, Money's EG. Cheers for watching and I'll see you in the next one.